Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. We are going to discuss InfyTQ DBMS questions. So the questions that we are going to discuss in this one is taken from the sample test that InfyTQ has given. So in case you've already gone through that, it would help you on the basic approach on how do you go ahead with that. If not, then again, it's for the first time when you're seeing all of these questions, right? Now, make sure that there are a few things. Also, I assume that most of you would be 2022 pass out, right? Or after 2022. So there are a lot of off-campus drives that are going to come even before your placement starts. So generally placements start in June, July, August, depending upon your college. But most of the product-based companies off-campus drives, they happen before the placement starts. So for example, Cisco, PayPal, Amazon has one drive for women specific only first, and then they have it for general. Flipkart, Hackathon, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, all of these would happen because students are generally not aware about all of them, which is why they don't get to apply. So make sure that you follow us on all of our social media channels, because let's say even if we post it on our website, you are going to miss it because you don't visit prepinsta.com on a daily basis, but you'd open up Telegram, Instagram, WhatsApp, or LinkedIn, or maybe at least Instagram on a daily basis. So make sure that you follow us on Instagram and all the other social media channels, depending upon which batch you are in. So if you're a 2022 pass out, join only that, because in that case, we'll only put on the 2022 off-campus updates. Also, make sure that you join all 4 of them. The reason being, sometimes we don't post on all the platforms. We are like, depending upon what company that we are in partnership with, they've told that, okay, we only want limited number of people to apply. So which is why we only sometimes post it on LinkedIn so that less number of people apply. Sometimes we post on all of them if they want as many people as they want. Next thing is, even if you are applying for product-based companies, make sure that you have good resume. If you have a good LinkedIn profile and GitHub, because that's a very important. A lot of companies are going to shortlist you even before giving the written test. Right, now moving ahead, we've launched the InfyTQ preparation course. The price for that is 1999. You can use the coupon code YouTube and you'll get further 200 rupees discount. We'll cover the whole syllabus of InfyTQ in that, and again, you can always, as always, find the link in the description of this video. Or what you can do is you can go ahead with the Royal Pass, wherein you get all of the companies like TCS, Accenture, Infosys, Deloitte, even HackerRank, Flipkart, HackerEarth, Amazon, Cisco, interview preparation, competitive coding, aptitude, C, C++, Python, Java, resume building, machine learning, web development, so on and so forth, right? All of these things. So basically whatever PrepInsta has today and all the other companies or, skills that we are going to launch tomorrow, automatically you would get all the access. And then, by the way, certifications as well, because most of the off-campus drive, again, TCS or TCS Digital, it's almost impossible to get through the interview if you don't have good certifications and projects. So, which is why it's valid for them as well. Or you can go ahead with one of these combo 1, combo 2, so on and so forth, right? So, moving ahead to the first question. Now, I want you to pause the video, and I'll not take like a very long time that, okay, give you a counter or 20-25 seconds. I just simply want you to pause the video so that you can read the question, and before I solve it on my own, I want you to solve it on your own so that you can understand what approach that I'm following up here. So this is the first question for you, right? So let's have a look upon this particular question. So what they are saying is there are 2 tables. One is called as store, the other one is called as sales. In the store table, we have the store ID, the city in which the store exists, and the region of wherever they are existing. Let's say if it's a McDonald's kind of a store, or maybe Walmart or Big Bazaar or D-Mart, so on and so forth, right? And then again, you have one sales table. Is basically what they've given is, for example, in the sales table, they have the records of whatever sales were made, right? So they have the product ID. They have the description that, okay, against the 204 product, it's basically biscuits, and the store ID is S001. So what they are asking is the best primary key for the sales table from the following, right? Now, basic things about primary key is using using that particular key. If let's say I say any particular row, I should be able to get that row directly. So for example, let's say if I say roll number, so obviously roll number of every student would be unique and constant. It will not change, and it'll two people will not have the same roll number. So if I say 47, so I can just simply say that, okay, search 47 and whatever his name is, address is, phone number is, father's phone number, so on and so forth, I will be able to get the reference out of it. So primary key is to identify that. Now, if we look upon it, the basic things. Now, first of all, they are asking which is the primary key is suitable. So first, S001 and S001, here it's repeated. So obviously store ID will not be the primary key. Again, if you look at the product ID, we have P204, P204 again 2 times. So product ID is also not the primary key here. Now you would say that, okay, biscuits also repeated. Biscuits also repeated. So we are not able to find any unique thing. Now, if you know, there's another concept that is called as composite key. Now, composite key is basically two multiple columns combined together to provide a unique information, right? So if I say product ID and store ID, now this is the only option. Obviously, if this and this cannot be the answer, so obviously even we don't have to go ahead and look for it. Obviously, if you look closely between product ID and store ID, if let's say I say P204 and store 001, in that case I would be able to get any particular row which follows that uniquely. Only one row would be returned in this particular case. So again, this would be the answer for this one. Now, having a look upon the second question, again I want you to pause the video and understand what's going on. Okay, so let's have a look upon the data that we have been provided with, right? So first of all, consider the table given below. Again, they have instructor ID, which is, I guess, it's not unique, but maybe we don't want it to be unique, so on and so forth. Name, subject, university, and salary. Okay, so I read it. Now, they're asking is, okay, they've given a query. The query is, first of all, has having. It also has group by. So as soon as I personally see having and group by, I know it's a complicated question, right? In fact, it's one of the most complicated questions in terms of queries in DBMS. So what I'll do is, again, I know the answer, but I want to help you in terms of how do you approach this question and how do you solve this question. So basically what they're asking is, if you apply this query, how many rows will be returned? They're not, so they're not asking you for the output of it. They're just simply asking you how many rows would be returned. So let's have a look upon it. What I've done already here is, so I've kind of created 3 different queries here, right? Now the first query is, so what they are asking here is this final query, right? So what I've done here is I've broken it down into multiple things, right? So first what I've done here is I've just just reduced this query till here, and then this is the query that I've gotten. And now I've implemented this. So again, this is SQLiteonline.com. You can go ahead and then you don't need to install Oracle or SQLite, so on and so forth in your server. You can just go ahead and start implementing, create your database, so on and so forth. It will be a little helpful for you in that case, right? So again, if I apply this, now obviously in our database, we have very large number of queries. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Totally we have 6 rows. But if we look on this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we just have 5 rows. So this returns only 5 rows. Why does it return only 5 rows out of 6? Is because there's one particular row that does not have salary greater than 40,000, which is basically this row. They are not saying greater than equal to, they are saying equal, they are saying greater than. So obviously this row will not be there, right? Now again, moving further, let's say what I'm saying here in this next query here is select instructor ID, name, so on and so forth. Everything is common till here, but I'm adding one more thing, that is group by instructor ID and name, right? Now, if you remember group by, and I want you to just, so for example, I want you to look upon this database as of now, right? So here, what you are having here is 201, 201, okay. So 201 is 2 times, 203, 203, 2 times, and 202 1 time. So basically 201 basically 2 times here and here, 203 2 times, and 202 1 time, right? So in terms of the unique instructor IDs, right? Obviously if the instructor ID is 201, the name would be Alex only, right? So both of the places are Alex only, correct? So in this case, if I want to group them by not having multiple things or group them by some unique entry. So basically we are grouping them by instructor ID and name. So I will have only three things is 201 and Alex, 202 and Sam, basically one row, and finally 203 and Mitchell. So these three IDs would be returned for us. So let's check. Again, we have the same thing perfectly as we had wanted. Now, finally, what they are saying here is, again, if you look at this, I've added one extra more line here from the last query, that is having count distinct university greater than 1. Right. Now, let's go back. So now we remember, okay, let's go back to our original database. Okay, so let's have a look upon the original database that we are having. Right. So what had we selected here is basically this 201, this 202, and finally this 203. Now they are saying is having count of distinct university greater than 1. Now if we look at it, obviously 202 is only one line, or is only one return statement, because there's only one unique 202 in this case. So obviously distinct university would be 1. So obviously it will not be greater than 1 in this case, because it will be exactly equal to 1. So we have this perfect. Now again, if we look at, let's say, I think we selected 201 and 201 here. So this is grouped together as one single entry. Now if we look at this, their university, distinct university, both of them are Harvard. So this instructor, whose name is Alex, is teaching Java at Harvard, and again the same guy is also teaching RDBMS at Harvard. So in the case, distinct university for him remains 1. Why? Because count is basically 1. Now if you look at one more, the last one here is Mitchell. So I203, I203, perfect. Now again in the case, he teaches at Cambridge also and Oxford also. So for him, the group, if we just looked at having group by instructor ID, common name, so on and so forth, in that case, this particular group that has been combined and displayed as a single result has 2 distinct universities, which is greater than 1. So in this case, what would be returned is just simply, and what are we returning? Instructor ID and name. So basically, our I203 and Mitchell would be returned. Why? Because a distinct university is 2 in this particular case, right? So if you did not understand that, go back. I'll very quickly explain you. The first thing is salary 40,000. There's only one thing that we are eliminating. Out of that, we are doing group by. So with group by, we have 201, 201 as a single row, or as a single group. We then have 202, and obviously this 202 we disregarded, so only one row. And we finally have this 203 and 203 as a single group. In the case Harvard and Harvard, single university, so we disregarded it. And again 202 Oxford, only single university, so disregarded. The only thing that we are left with is Cambridge and Oxford for I203, that is Mitchell. So that would particularly be your answer. In the case of this question, the answer would be 1. Right. So let's have a look upon this. Maybe if you're not able to see that, I think made a little mistake here. This should have been a little larger. Maybe if you're watching it in phone, switch it to portrait landscape mode, zoom in, zoom out, something, you'd be able to see the question. So what they're saying is there are 2 tables. One is called as project. So just give me 1 second. So one is called as project, one is called as allocation. In the project one, you have project ID 101, 102, 103, 104, which is unique. And then you have the name as NAB, that is the name of the project, all State Bank, SunTrust, Swiss Insure. And then you have allocation is basically employee allocation probably. So let's say employee ID 300 is his name, her name is Olivia, and she'll be allocated to project 102. 301 Hasi has been allocated to project 102 again, and E302 has been allocated to whose name is Mike, has been allocated to 103, and finally E303 Jack, E304 are sitting on bench, so which is why they have not been allocated any project here. Right. So now particularly you can read the whole question, to be honest. Again, what they're joining this with the help of p.id, p.name. So there is one alias that is p, and then there's one alias that is a, and then they are saying allocation is a, and project is P, you can read whole of the thing. But actually, the answer lies in this here, full join. Now, what is full join? Full join is basically everything in the both. So it's basically kind of like union, sort of a union, wherein everything that is there in the both tables, you combine them together. So essentially for us, the total number of queries that would be returned for the whole statement whenever we apply full join would be, so let's say this 4 plus, because there are 4 here and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So essentially 4 plus 5 is equals to 9. So as soon as I see full join, I don't care about any other thing. Basically here, if I look at this statement, maybe try to zoom in a little. So let me read it. Select P project ID, P dot project name, A dot employee ID from project P, full join allocation A on project P ID is equals to N. The final thing is, and A dot project ID is not null. So there are only 2 places where it is not null. So what we'll do, out of 9, we will subtract true and 7 would be the answer, because there's only one extra statement, and A dot project ID, that is this table dot project ID, should not be null. So in the case we apply full join, but we disregard these 2 queries. So 9, because 4 plus 5, so this is 4. Total queries, this is 5. So 9 minus 2 becomes 7 in this case. So here, this would be your answer particularly here. Right. So again, you can read that full outer join keyword returns all the matching records from both the tables, whether the other table matches or not. So if there are rows in customers that do not have any matches in orders, or if there are rows in orders that do not have any matches in customer, these rows would be also listed as well. And if there are some common rows, so they will not be repeated 2 times, only single one. Okay, so let's have a look upon this question. I want you to pause the video and I hope that you can answer it correctly. So let's have a look upon this. I've read the whole question more or less, and I hope that you've paused the video, because in that case else you will not understand. I don't want to take time for pausing. That is something that you can all on your own do. So basically what they're saying is index unique scan. Now if you Google more about it, you will basically be getting that, okay, there should be one single result that you should be getting. Whatever result that you're getting, it should be single. It should not be more than 1, to be honest, right? Either it could be 0 or 1, but not more than 1. You should not get 2 rows as a result. So let's have a look upon it. Well, what they're saying is, and again, index, a lot of you would also be confused about, what is indexes. This is something that you've looked upon in DBMS. So basically, index 2 is like patient name and date of birth. So rather than having, let's say, 2 values side by side, what you do is you create an index value and then you reference it like a composite value somewhere, right? So for example, rather than, storing patient name and date of birth, you could just say that, okay, this is IDX, let's say 01. And when you go to IDX 01, it's kind of like pointers, right? So you say, okay, go here, you will find both the values as pair, rather than, making table longer. So let's have a look upon this. So for where city is not equal to Mumbai, this sign is of not equal to, and date of birth greater than 1995, right? So obviously this will not result at least one single value. Why? Because obviously a lot of people can have city that is not Mumbai. They can be from Hyderabad, and then let's say 1000 people can be from Hyderabad. And then if we look at that date of birth is greater than this value, a lot of people can be from Hyderabad who have, let's say, whatever this age is, a higher value than this age, right? So somebody born in 96, 97, 98, 96 again, and all of them from Hyderabad. So obviously this will not return only one single result. And let's have a look upon second one, like R and this. So this is like basically R, the name should start from R, and after that whatever it is, it doesn't matter, right? So this is like the like statement. So here a lot of people can have names that can start from R. So obviously this will not return single result. Again, let's have a look upon the last one. Patient name is Sam and date of birth is equals to 1995. Let's say you take the database of India. A lot of people can have the name Sam and also may share the same birth date. 1 billion people. So maybe, or the database is humongous, this could be the thing, right? Now, patient ID is something that is very unique. Like Aadhaar card is unique, right? So here it is solved. I don't even have to look and this. I get patient ID. Patient ID is equals to 1007, which is definitely supposed to be unique. And date of birth is equals to this. Obviously, this would definitely give us only one single row as a result. So which is why this would be the answer in our case. Now, let's have a look upon the next question. Okay, so by mistake, I don't have the full question. So this is the full question here. As you can see, I want you to pause the video again and tell me which would be the right answer, right? So basically they are asking that, okay, there are two queries, Katie and Lisa. Both of them have written some query. We'll read the query later. And then there are two tables, sales information, and they are getting, basically this is the desired output. Okay, perfect. Now, let's see. So both of them are saying select star from sales information. Perfect. Both of them are saying where lower. Both of them are saying where like is equals to th, where like is equals to percentage t. Now in our answer, like is equals to percentage th. So, let's say north. Th, it ends with t. All of these values are percentage values, right? So this is fine. But for the second query, this th is not coming in the result because nothing is north, south, it's east, west. So this seems right as of now. Maybe it's wrong. Because why? There's an or statement. So maybe the or statements give the result in a better way. So we don't know about it. Now, let's see. Let's try to rule out this one here. Now, let's see. Now, what they're saying is or. So obviously this complete information is useless for us because obviously this will not give the result. This will give south or north. Okay. Now they're saying or upper salesman like percentage n and upper salesman like n percentage. So what is n percentage? N percentage is like the name should start from n. This is what this means. They've included and also. So let's say and the name and percentage n. So the name should end at n. Now, Alan and John are two queries that we want, but their name are not starting from n. So which is why even this th is wrong and even this is wrong. So which is why even we don't have to look upon this. The first one should be the right answer, because if we look at this, the correct answer for this one would be, maybe this would have had been a similar thing. But in this case, we can also even rule out this because there's an or statement here, correct? Now, the or statement is basically inclusive in nature. So, which is why this north would have definitely come. We shouldn't even have wasted further time in this. Right, so this is how this particular question would look like. Now, let's go ahead to the next one here. Okay, so let's have a look on the next question. Actually, what I want you to do is, I will not solve this question. This is very easy. You should be able to get the answer perfectly. On this case, what I want you to do is comment down the answer in the video and with the reason as well. So this is your job. That is something that you have to do. If you have any questions or team, always reply to comments on YouTube. One more thing is, for the best explanation, we would be providing our InfyTQ course completely free of cost. So make sure that you are also participating in the particular case as well, right? So moving ahead. Again, finally reminding you all up again, off-campus updates. There are a lot of off-campus drive for your batch that will start before on-campus starts. And most of all, you would want higher company packages. And even if not that, at least starting early gives you an edge because you can check your preparation level, right? So again, get all the off-campus update. Make sure that you at least follow us on Telegram or on Instagram, at least. And preferably all 4 of them. Again, we've launched InfyTQ preparation course. The link would be in description below. Use the coupon code YouTube. You will get further 200 rupees discount. So the price would be 17.99. Again, Royal Pass, basically all the courses of Prep Insta, if you want as a complete access, the price is 4444. Again, get 200 off. The coupon code is YouTube. Again, combo 2, combo 1, these are the two separate things, right? So thank you so much. Make sure that you do subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we'll be uploading a lot of cool videos as well in the future. And I hope that I could help you in a little bit of preparation. A lot of non-CSIT people would be there. So, practicing DBMS is a very high priority for all of you. So thank you so much. I'll see you up ahead. Bye.